They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense.
King Harold, King's Roulette, King's Club. We're here for session number 2. Just 4 short days ago, we had $1,000, and right this second, we have $3,929 verifiable dollars from our videos. Now, we started the session number 1 with $2,000 to make 15% of 3401. This session, because the angel's so doggone lazy, he wouldn't cash in the ticket. He put the ticket in, so the $2,528 that we came out of with from session 1 has been put in the machine, and so we are a scant $472 away from getting a ticket spit out of the machine because we broke it again. And we intend on breaking it. We're starting with a buy-in of $3,929. We're going to use $2,528 of it to try to make a profit of $590, which is 15% of $3,929. We're looking to get to $4,498 of 4 short days, multiple session days. I think we'll have 10 sessions full from the time we had $1,000. All of this is to drive a point. All of this is leading up to big announcements on the kingdom. It's leading up to big announcements on keys to the kingdom and how we're going to groom and shape our kingdom going forward. Big things are about to happen. I kind of thought this when we began. I thought this would be about the 90-day period, but since we never have lost simulation or live play in over 40 days, we're way ahead of schedule, which is good for us. And also it speaks to how wonderful the kingdom has grown and what great people we have that we're able to bring all this together. We are going to have, after this session, we're going to have a low roller $500 game for King Brett Morton. He asked for it. We're going to give it to him. We're going to punch it out there on the King's members site so you guys can see it. Decide whether we have time to put it out again in general population, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because it's $500, and there are 12 bets out here, and it is negative progression. So you got to be careful. You'll come up against that $500 if you catch a bad run, and we're not allowed to reach in our pocket and give Brett more money. Brett said 500 was the limit, so we're going to honor that. He is a king. He gets to say how he wants it. So that's how we're going to do it for King Brett. We're going to do a $500 buy-in, and we're going to do hybrid play from Eric's numbers and the Angel's numbers. And I'm going to be the executor of it all. And if there's anybody to blame, you can point at the king. Here we go. Trust me, the angel will be the first one to point to me. But the angel calls some audibles too on the betting progression. We actually want to start at 2 units or three units as a beginning bet, and we want to go up 2, down 1, up 2 on losses, down 1.
I think we started at 6.
We started at $6 of $2 units. That makes it starting at 3 units. And we got the screens all mixed up again because that's what happens here. What screen are we playing? We're playing the blue one, so we're trying to get the blue screen to come over and fill up the hole. And between me and the angels, we'll figure out a way to do it. And there it is. Yep. I had to hold my tongue right to get that thing to come over. Otherwise, it was just going to stay there all night. So we're working the blue wheel tonight, which is, of course, a little bit farther to the right from us. I did say farther. It is a little bit farther to the right. It's not straight in front of us. That's the red wheel. But they are actual wheels, and they are iBlock machines, and they do what iBlock does. There's Chinese writing written all over them. It's the Chinese trying to help the casinos beat the rest of Americans out of their money. This is the kind of thing we deal with. But you know what? Tonight and every night, we're going to defeat the American casino. We're going to defeat the Chinese army, too. Tell President Xi, take it on home. We really don't care. Your mathematicians cannot beat the kingdom. The kingdom is too strong. And we're going to make this money again tonight. We got to make $590 out of $2,528, and we're going to do it. So we really are making much larger profits off of smaller amounts of money in play, but it is still based on the full buy-in that has to be tailored back because of the limitations of the iBlock machine. We won't end up at $4,498 tonight. That would be a 2-session win of $1,097 in one night for just a couple of regular guys, a guy from Charleston, South Carolina, and a guy from Sacramento, California, coming together in the middle of the heartland, shaking hands and going shoulder to shoulder against these people, and inviting an entire kingdom to join us. Gideon and the angel, here we are. I sure can't do this by myself. You know who's on my side. I tell you all the time. I talk to him. He thinks Gideon is pretty funny a lot of times, and I guess it is true because I am. All you got to do is keep watching. You guys get a big kick out of me. We're going to make $1,097 at least today. We may make a few dollars more. But we did put $2,528 ticket in that we took out of the first session. That's what we put in the machine to start. And we're taking it on the chin a little bit now. That happens too. Sometimes you got to get yourself up off the mat. We know the way this thing goes. It's ebbs and flows. The proverbial 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's how it works. We're staring at February 1st. Do you believe that? Yes, we are. We've got 1 month in the books already.
Well, it was January 31st when it started today.
It was, that's right. We don't know what day of the week it is, but we know what the date is ordinarily. I wish I could show you what the angel has going on. I just can't do it. I can't do it. He's over there and he's got that wheel turned around because he's like 80% finished with the product of Keys to the Kingdom. And it is a sight to see all the things that are going into how this thing is going to guarantee money. And I mean, I can see it coming together right now. It's a thing of beauty. We're going to have the half-court trap. We're going to have Eric's numbers. We're going to have Angel's numbers. We're going to have Keys to the Kingdom. We're going to have a variety of ways that you can bring your money home every night. The biggest fear that I have, and not fear, but the biggest concern I have is the same thing like Brett's doing tonight. You go into a casino with low amounts of money. Money is the fuel. You've got to have plenty of it. Like right now, when I put $2,500 in the machine, that's why I'm so confident. That's $2,500 in this machine. I know how to punch the right numbers. I know how to bring in Angel's numbers if I need them. And we're going to do it. We're going to make the money. We know how the iBlock works, and we're going to leverage this thing into the money. But if I'm sitting there with $500 or $600, man, you can come up against it awful fast, and the worst thing that can happen to you is running out of money when you've got a solid algorithm. And so we're going to do this thing for Brett tonight with $500. It's going to be a challenge. Things could go south in a hurry. We hope they don't. But they could, because $500 runs out pretty quick if you're betting $48 on a single spin, and then you got to go up again. Well, you can make that money disappear in a hurry. And it does. You can have 3 and 4 losses in a row. You can have 5. But you also can have 6 or 7 wins. And if you throw in a 0 here and there, you've got it done. But this game is hunt the zeros. The zeros are where the money's made. You're kind of holding on until you get the zeros, because the zeros are coming. But you got to kind of hold on You're only making back profit about a half of what your bet is. And so you win one, lose one. Well, you're a half down, and you're a half down, and you're a half down. What saves you is the incremental betting. Pardon me. And also, the angel calls audibles. I mean, I'm not calling the bets out. He's calling them out. He's sometimes a little late calling them too, but that just puts more pressure on me. But he makes adjustments to how much he's wagering based on how much he wants us to win or how much he wants to cut back on our possibility of losing. If he thinks things are going wrong, he's got a feel for the wheel. I'm going to tell you, he's a handsy boy. I tell you, he's got a feel for the wheel. And when he calls out an amount of money, I don't question it, because I don't want us to get into some kind of a argument in the middle of a game. When he reaches over and says, cancel these bets, I don't say anything. Fine. All right. I'm up against it on time. I can't get the bets in. Cancel them out, and we'll come back and do it again, because as probable as this is, it's kind of random too, because it can happen anytime. We're not actually banking on a particular number. We're just banking on this set of numbers delivering. Okay, this is Angel's numbers. This is why I'm staggering here, because I'm trying to figure it out. It kind of goes up and it goes down. It's a split sideways, and then it's Humpty Dumpty on top of each other. I mean, that's what it is. He did this to torture me, and it's mission accomplished, Mr. Bush. You see that 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, wide open. That's the Angel's numbers. Now, he's got the bottom side covered. He's got that 1 and 2 covered. I guarantee you that. But these numbers are strategically placed around the wheel. They're kind of opposite of Eric. And that number is 27. That's the number Eric would have had. But we're playing Angel's numbers now. They are equally as strong. This is wonderful, having two sets that you can go with. You just got to figure out if you're going to be on the right set at the right time. And the proof is in the playing, because you're going to see the numbers. When you hit those numbers divisible by 3, well, all we got up there is 3, 6, and 36. That's all we got. But we got them everywhere else. Back-to-back 27s, and Eric A. just said, "What are you doing, King?" Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Criticism where it's deserved. That comes up in that 27 twice, and you know what that 27 is sitting right next to. Everybody here knows. 00. Is hunting that 00 and jumps into 27 by accident, and if you got it on your scorecard, you're scoring right then. Got some back-to-back losses. We've got to pick something up. Larger bets are out there. And there he is. There's the Angel, home free with a big win. Got that ocho, oucho. There it is. You guys didn't know I was so bilingual, you know. Como se dice 8 in Espanol? Everybody here knows how to do that. Okay, too slow. Way to go. Nice, King. Didn't get the last bet in. I hope it doesn't come up for that. No 35, 36, please. We got almost the entire third row up there empty. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. $255. Yep. We like that number. That's why I said these numbers are very solid, and there's no argument with them. He painstakingly came up with them, just like he's finishing off Keys to the Kingdom right now. K2 is going to be so strong. You just got a complement of numbers that cannot be beaten. You just got a couple of jackpot numbers. I better shut up. I'm saying too much. Excuse me. At least I got them all covered this time. Eric's numbers kind of take a little shape and form that I almost don't need to see the numbers. I can play it by the shape. But Angel kind of wanders around the board, so I have to actually look at the numbers. See? Look at that. Brain cramp, brain cramp. He can't figure it out. Push the number. Okay, you got 9 seconds. Thank you. Look at him. You guys showed me how to pull those monies off. Now I've pulled it off into the 19 to 36. You don't think this is a comedy to watch? Man, oh man, this is Bugs Bunny. I got 28.31. I got 19 to 36 down there with $10 on it. Who in the world called for these numbers? And look at that. We win it. We win with the 28.31. Then we win the $10 on the 19 to 36. You want to talk about blind men leading the way? All right, see if you can do it right this time. But I mean, that's why I say it's Gideon, because you win even when you've done the dumbest things. That's why I know there's more things going on here than just me. Yeah, cancel it. You're so bad at this. Angel's numbers they're frustrating. They're very good, but I got to get used to them. So I'll try it again. It doesn't matter if you miss a spin. Actually, it does matter if you would have won. Restart this process. Well, you did good this time. You didn't bet 19 through 36 anyway. There's a $175 winner. Trying to make 15% of $3,929 using $2,528 to do it. Just put that ticket in and let it sit there, and we have not reached in our pocket for anything. Angel's carrying so much money around with him now that I have to walk around with my $380 in my pocket. Of course, for all those listening, I am a license to carry. But I don't want somebody hitting him over the head with a stick. $85 win. Trying to win $590. 15% of $3,929. With only $2,528 in play. Yeah, it was a winner, $85. Creeping up on it. We are creeping up on it. New going in. Somehow we will find $590, which of course would be $1,100 total from the 2 sessions. After 4 short days, $1,000 is going to become $4,400 and plus. just because of what we're doing. You've got the algorithm. Save up your buy-in based on your bankroll. Keep growing that bankroll however you can. That's where the wins come from. If you don't have the money, you're not going to win. You've got to be able to weather the storms. We went down tonight and we came back. The numbers are going to produce, but you've got to have the numbers, the fuel.
Switch back to Eric.
Well, we did. Thank you. Yeah, we just switched back to Eric. We got the top row covered and the bottom row is open. That means Eric's game is in play with his very solid numbers that have led us to such great success. Yeah, the king's running his yap. I can't talk without swinging my hands around. So we started with Eric. We had a good run with the Angels numbers. Now we're back to Eric to try to finish it off. And obviously that's a loser, but if we had been playing with the Angels numbers, it wouldn't have been. It's just a decision you make. You got to go with what you decide on. Yep. Angels pointing out some of the distinctions of the numbers there and where they line up on the wheel as opposed to where they are on the betting layout. Of course, so very different. We need to make $4,498 total. That's what we need to make. Got Eric's numbers out there. 1,097 total. $590 total for this session.
I think we're doing hand signs.
That's me, yeah, I know. I forget there's a camera there.
That is a big one.
These wins keep you alive. All we're doing is staying alive, staying even, staying a few dollars ahead, waiting for a zero to hit. That's where the jackpot money is. You win 7 in a row, that's the whole thing get different. You can make your money at it, but when you're winning 2, losing 1, winning 2, losing 2, you're holding your ground until that green number hits. $85. You know you're doing okay when you get back down to that base bet of $5. The only way you could get there would be win your way back to it. So these are not going to be big wins, but these are not going to be big losses either, and you got there by being ahead. There's a loss. Double the bet to $10. Yeah, now we're going to fight with the layout again. These are Eric's numbers. and he only has the two numbers down on the first row, and doggone if he didn't hit it. You don't think he's a rocket scientist? I'm telling you. Only has two numbers down on there on that bottom row, and he sure hit them both right there, that split, 28-31. Finishing off now. I mean, that every now and then the wheel slows down so much to where at 15 seconds and I've got Eric's numbers in. But like I say, I almost can play Eric's numbers without looking at the number because I know the configuration, particularly when it slides down that 24, 26, 28 split back up to the 34, Humpty Dumpty there, and then the 33, 36 split to finish it off. You kind of memorize the positioning. The one number I miss a lot, the one split I miss a lot is 14-17, because I'll go from 9-12 to 18-21 and forget it. There's the Ocho going to hit again for $85 on that 8. Work hard to get those bankrolls high, guys. Do whatever you have to do. A lot of people are going to the casinos with their entire bankroll, and that's not the way we show it. It's not the way to do it. $175 hit. Of course, it's also not good, even though if you had $500 that you're going in with, well, that's 5% of a sizable amount of money, so you're going to have to come up with some money to do this game. So do whatever it takes to do that, and we'll be here every step of the way as you grow it. If you find a Brinks truck kind of loose with the back doors open, just help yourself. It'll be a good thing to do. Hope you got a mask on, though, because they do have cameras there, too.
He's joking.
I'm kidding, just kidding. $32 is a number I just absolutely abhor. I abhor number 32. It's always a loser. 32's not good. We're back on the Angels numbers. We got some numbers covered on the bottom, and those numbers divisible by 3 are pretty much missing. Interesting, though, he's got 36 and he's got 3 and 6. I think he did that as a little bit of a joke, maybe. No, he did it strategically positioned. But heavily populated on columns 1 and 2. Not so much on column 3. We're going to raise the bets up. Seeing can D'Alembert, the French mathematician, see if he can bring us some money here. Because we are toiling, as they say, to try to get to this 15%. $20 bets out there. There's a nice hit right there. How do you like that? Look at it. He spit the ticket out again. We just broke the I block again. Doggone it, they had to give us money, because we broke through the $29.99 barrier. What is that ticket for? That's like an interim cash out ticket. Angel's doing some math for me. We got a ticket there for $720 because we weren't allowed to go over $2,999. This is the limitations that we're having to deal with, and that's why we're trying to make 15% of a large number off of a smaller buy-in, because we can't put the whole buy-in in the machine. And you do not want to play these numbers on an analog wheel. You just don't want to do it. Not yet. We're going to have to verify before we ever go close to that. These iBlock wheels hunt zeros, and zeros is where the money is. Zeros is where Eric makes his money. Zeros is where we make ours. That's the Angel. He's doing some Jethro Bodine ciphering, trying to figure out just what's going on. We don't want to overshoot the runway, and he's trying to decide if we're still playing or not. So we're in a little bit of a rain delay right now. This is a rain delay, and we just missed a winning number. Angel, thanks a lot. But we gotta hang on. I think he's telling me that we're at 520. We aren't at 590. So there it is. That's $4,519, $1,097 a day. For the king, we bid you adieu.